Hi, I'm Perry Black, right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Don't go away. On this show, you're going to meet a Navy avionics electrician who's now a therapist at Second Chance Ranch. So don't go away. We'll be right back with Darlene Lee. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm your host, Perry Black, and tonight on this program, we have a special guest, Darlene Lee. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Darlene is one of our therapists, so we want to take a few minutes and get to know you and just find out a little bit about you. Darlene, this show, as many of our viewers know, is designed to keep fostering, mentoring, and adopting in the forefront of our minds. We are in a pretty difficult situation, not just in the state of Arkansas, but around the United States, with an overload of foster children. COVID really exacerbated that, and so we want to really keep that out there, especially in the Victory Television Network audience, to remind them there is a tremendous, not a need, a tremendous opportunity to get involved in changing the world one heart and one life at a time. So, Darlene, we first want to get to know you. And off the air, you told me something I didn't know. It's glad to know something I don't know now. You went to Mills High School.
I did.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up out in East End area, Pratt Road.
Pratt Road, is that
Ironton.
the Sardis, Ironton?
Mm-hmm.
Had friends that went to Ironton Baptist, and so I'm familiar with that. Dear friends from this church live in that very area. So that's a beautiful area out there, kind of more rural. Mm-hmm. So are you a country girl?
I'm a country girl.
So tell me about a little bit of your life journey. Where did you grow up?
I grew up out there.
Out in East End.
And I went to Mills High School, graduated in '82, and just kind of lived life a little.
Were you a good student?
I was, I was pretty good. Now, sometimes I had trouble skipping, but as far as grade-wise, I was good. But then I went into the Navy for about 6 years.
And what did you do in the Navy?
Avionics electrician.
You were an electrician?
Mm-hmm.
On the ship?
On the planes.
On the planes?
Yes, and I was stationed in Cuba for a while.
For how long were you in Cuba?
About 2.5 years.
What was that like compared to being in the United States in the East End?
Oh, a lot different. Now, as far as it was beautiful, it was kind of cool. We could go up and look over to the other side, you know, where Castro was at. Uh-huh. It's sad, but it was kind of cool. The cars are all like from the 50s.
All from the United States, and all from the 50s,
Yeah.
That's a lot of nice cars in the 50s. I had a 57 Chevy.
Nice.
Well, it wasn't that nice. It'd be worth more now not running than it was then when I had it running, because that's a collector item now.
Right.
So you were in the Navy in Cuba, and you were an electrician, and you worked on the aircraft.
T2s and A4s.
And what are those?
The T2s are trainer for the pilots.
Yeah.
You know, I think they were from the Vietnam era.
So when you say avionics, then you're talking about electrical work on aviation equipment, is that right?
Exactly.
I figured that out right here. I must have a T2 here. So you spent 6 years, is that what you said, in the Air Force?
Yes,
In the Navy.
Navy.
In the Navy. And then what happened? When did you get out then? What was your ETS?
I got out in '91, April of '91, and came back home and kind of moved around a little bit. I lived in the D.C. area, went to New York for a little bit because, you know, I guess everybody has to, you know, go to New York, but lived there and found out I liked country living a little better.
Had enough of the big city?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to Cuba for a moment. Cuba, with the Castros, very different economy. Did you encounter the Cuban people frequently, or because you were in the military, did you stay on base, or did y'all get free time out in the community?
You couldn't go in the community, but Cubans would come over and work on the base, and there was a lot of incidents. It's really pretty sad where people would try to swim over.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot did not make it.
Yeah.
So
I spoke in many years ago in Miami, and the church that I attended had a lot of folks from Cuba. So every night they brought me Cuban cuisine, and it was really good.
Oh yeah,
very
that's good.
So along the life path, you probably got married and perhaps had children?
Mm-hmm. Had 3 children. My oldest is, she'll be 28 in October. I had to think
Yeah.
of my age. And then I have a 22-year-old and a 19-year-old.
Now, tell me, what are they, boys, girls?
I have, the oldest is a girl, the 2 oldest are girls, and my youngest is.
Now, you got a handsome young man that, did he just graduate high school?
He did at Harmony Grove.
Harmony Grove.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm searching through this. I know you work on staff at Second Chance Ranch as a therapist, but I follow you on social media, and I keep up with that. I know the kids, and of course, y'all attend the church here, at Family Church here in Bryant. So tell me a little bit more. What transpired in your life that brought you to the place where you made the choice to get involved at Second Chance Ranch, and while you were involved at the ranch, you got your educational certificate to be a therapist. Is that right?
Right.
Tell us about that. How did you know about the ranch, and how did you get connected as originally, I think, a case manager while you were working on your degree?
Yes. And how I got connected was, of course, I heard about the ranch through the church, and I got ready to do my internship, and I remember, I prayed to God, about different places. I was in adult mental health. That was my passion. That's where I was going to stay. And so I talked with Carolyn, my small groups leader, and she introduced me to Rachel, who introduced me to Chad.
And so let me clarify for some who may not follow us every week. Rachel and Billy are our daily operations director, and Chad is our chief therapist, if you will. He coordinates all of our therapeutic program.
Yes.
Working with Counseling Clinic in Benton.
Correct.
So you talked to your small group leader, they introduced you to Rachel and Billy, and then they introduced you to Chad, and before long you came on staff. We got about 30 seconds. So tell me, when you first began to be involved in adult mental health and thinking about that, praying about that, and then you connected with the ranch, was there any kind of a transition even in the educational process?
Yeah, there really is. Working with teens sometimes can be harder, but there was a
little bit of a change.
Yes.
Working with teenagers, it can be challenging. We're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back with Darlene Lee. Hi, I'm Perry Black right here at Arkansas Christian Academy. Are you looking for a faith-based Christian education for your student? Arkansas Christian Academy just celebrated our 20th year right here in Central Arkansas. We're one of the best kept secrets in private school education right here in the state. Why don't you take a moment, visit us, visit our website, make a phone call, come take a tour. We would love to meet you and your family and show you the opportunities that are available to your student. We have golf, baseball, 8-man football, volleyball, and basketball, along with many other extracurricular activities and courses like IT and television. Why not take a moment, visit our website, make that phone call. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you right here on our campus. God bless. Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. On this program, as always, we want to really emphasize with you the importance and the opportunity to change hearts and lives for those that are in foster care. On any given day at Second Chance Youth Ranch, we may have anywhere from 25 and by the end of 2021, maybe 40 young people. We are focusing primarily now on sibling groups, but we want to give you an opportunity not just to pray for us or not just to give to support what we do, but a job opportunity. Darlene is a therapist. She's also worked for us during her educational process as one of our case managers, and we have job opportunities right now for a qualified therapist. And so we'd love to hear from you about that. If you have interest, you can visit us here at 2CYR-TV. We'll give you more information or contact us at 501-594-5200. Ask for Billy or Rachel or Chad, and we'd love to share that with you. Also, we have a job opportunity right now for a single person or a couple for house parenting. So the need is great, God is greater, and here's your job opportunity, not just to make a living, but to make a difference. Now, Darlene, in our last segment, you mentioned something just before we went to break. Working with teenagers is sometimes hard. And all the people watching went, amen. So tell me, when you were a case manager and you were working on your degree to become a therapist, what's the difference between what a case manager does and a therapist? And what did you do as a case manager, since we are looking for a case manager right now?
As a case manager, I made sure that the medical needs of the kids were taken care of.
What does that mean?
Get their doctor's appointments, take them to the appointments. Also, dental, vision, anything. We try to get that done when they first come in, because a lot of times they haven't seen a doctor in a while or a dentist.
So when you're taking them to the appointment, you get to talk to them.
Yes.
Visit with them, minister to them on a professional and spiritual level.
Yes.
So it's really one-on-one a lot of times.
Oh yeah, a lot.
And you find out that maybe they open up a little better in the car or at lunch over a hamburger than they do across the desk.
Definitely. I asked one time a therapist friend of mine, how do you get teens to talk? And she said, feed them and they will talk.
That's a youth ministry principle. Feed them, they will come.
Yes.
That's the truth. So what kind of issues do you deal with now as a therapist that are a little bit different than when you're a case manager?
A lot of trauma. I do a lot of trauma-focused therapy.
Yeah.
And I work individually with the kids and with the foster parents, to have like family sessions, and also with the bio parents, if reunification.
Now, as a case manager, you also work as a liaison between the ranch staff, parents, and the school staff. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit? Let's say a child's having a difficult day, and we have children now as young as infants, and as old as probably currently maybe 16 or 17, I think, or 18-year-old just went to their new adoptive family. I think he was the oldest child we currently have. Is that right?
Yeah, and also an 18-year-old female.
Yeah.
She just recently left.
Yeah. And was she reunited to family?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the other young man was actually moved into his new adoptive family's home, and that'll be a 6-month process, I think.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. And we also work. I work with the adoptive parents. They get to come in, family sessions.
So once someone takes a child in that's in the process of adoption, we support them with clinical support, counseling support.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, it's very important. After the 6 months, and they're literally adopted and it's recognized by the state of Arkansas, do we continue to provide services for the adoptive family?
Yeah, I actually have, and she's 18 on my caseload, and she still comes every week.
So what would you say to a family out there that maybe not aware that working through the Call or Project Zero or the Baptist Homes or us, and specifically us at Second Chance Ranch, we do provide support on the front end, in the middle of the adoption process, and afterwards, and if they're not adoptive parents, even as foster parents.
Yes. And I think it's real important to have that support because, we all come in and you have that passion. Maybe God's put it on your heart to, get involved, and just knowing you're not alone. Like something happens.
What do I do if?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and the important thing is we know our children. Mm-hmm. And even though somebody else may take them as a therapeutic foster home or an adoptive home, don't tell anybody, they're still our kids.
That's right.
And at the ranch, we always tell everyone we have a really good compensation package. We provide the house, the utilities, the food, the vehicle, the financial compensation, and we even provide the kids.
Yes.
Isn't that a great deal?
I think it's a perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then we provide the therapeutic services that many of them need and the support that even the foster family or the adoptive family may need at some point.
Right.
Yeah, and that's really a beautiful thing.
It really is.
You know, I look back, we started the ranch, broke ground in 2000, so I look back and I was trying to figure out even what we were going to do to even build the place, much less, and then how we're going to pay for it, and then what do you do when you have the kids? And look what God's done now. And here we are in 2021, and in those 21 years, and now December, we'll celebrate 16 years with children. The first 5 years we were just building, and it's amazing to see what God's done. So I want our viewers to know that what God's done in this ministry, He will do in their lives as a family, taking in a child, whether it's fostering or even mentoring, just taking them out for lunch Sunday after church or something like that. What would you like to share with me just in the next 30 seconds, 40 seconds on the opportunities that you've experienced that other people may be just missing out because of the fear of the unknown?
Well, I think the opportunity to know that working with kids really is a blessing. I came in and I wanted to be a blessing to the kids, and I found out they blessed me, you know, tremendously. Their strength and, you know, can-do spirit, you know, they just keep on keeping on.
When you believe in kids, something supernatural happens. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back and share more with Darlene Lee and you on how to change the world and change the life of a child.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Giant fish!
Giant fish. There's the giant fish. I see you. Yay! Hi. Hi. There we go. Yay, we did it. I like your pineapple. That's super cool.
Hey, welcome back. I know that by the Spirit of God, you are watching this program, and it's maybe inspiring you or informing you, or maybe just pulling at the strings of your heart. You know, our state is inundated with hurting children, and we need people like you that have tuned in, that God's talking to, and you're just trying to figure out, how am I supposed to do that? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to mentor. I don't know how to foster. But you know, long before you were born, not only God knew you in your mother's womb, but by the Spirit of God, He wrote a book called Proverbs. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Don't lean to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will ordain your steps. And I believe the fact that you're watching right now is a part of God's ordaining your steps. He's got them in order. And we want you to be a part. And there's ways you can be a part. You can give, you can pray, or you can make that phone call and begin to investigate how God can use you to change a life. Darlene Lee is one of our therapists. She's also worked while she was working through her education to become a therapist. She was one of our case managers. That means she worked with the children. You took them to doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, picked up their medication, assisted them with all that. You had a chance to sit down and visit with them, get to know them. And then you graduated and got your degree, and now you're a therapist. And we have an opening for a therapist. We currently, though, still have 2 or 3 of you on staff.
Correct.
3?
3.
And
our therapists, 2.
Yeah, 2 therapists, but we're looking for a 3rd.
Yes.
So tell us what a therapist does, and tell me some wonderful, inspirational story of a therapeutic breakthrough. What does the therapist do exactly?
I meet with the kids on my caseload. I have the Destiny homes.
Individually, or do you meet with a group, or both?
Both. Individually, group, about twice a week. And we just kind of process how things are going with them, you know. And if they're a little bit aggressive, you know, we work on different ways to communicate a little more positive.
Yeah.
Positive.
There's probably some viewers that would like to have you to come to their house. Teenagers can get aggressive, as many adults do, but many of our children have been abused, neglected, and they've really been traumatized, and they're trying to figure out how to process that. Plus, they're away from their birth parents, what we call bios, and they're now in our care. And we've had some rough experiences with young people, and yet over the years they call us back and say, best place I ever lived to this point in my life was Second Chance Youth Ranch, because we love them.
Yes.
We love them not just with our love, but the love of Jesus Christ. So have you had some pretty good breakthroughs in your time as a therapist at the ranch?
I have. We have a couple of girls now. I call it a strong personality. They have strong personalities.
So do I.
Yeah. And so they were angry when they first came in, and of course they don't know anybody.
I don't want to be here.
Yes.
This is stupid.
And so as we worked together and, you know, built that relationship.
Say that again.
Built that relationship.
Oh, you need to build relationships.
Definitely.
You just can't tell them what to do?
Got to build that relationship.
Little parenting pointer there.
But so I've been working with them, and the youngest, she's 14. She told me the other day, she said, Miss Darlene, she said, I never thought I would call her. She said a old lady, but I was like, hey, you know. She said, maybe my best friend. She said, I can tell you anything, and you don't judge me. And so that was a blessing to me.
You've already hit 2 key points. Build a relationship and be trustworthy.
Yes.
Gosh, that is so powerful.
Yeah.
And so she's how old, 14?
14.
And then you said you had another young lady?
I have a 16-year-old, her sister. I always tell her, you are going to go so far, because her communication skills, great. I said, you just got to learn to, you know, bring it down a little bit, you know, but she's just come a long ways as far as not wanting to even try to say, you know what, there's a lot of stuff I need to work on. And, you know, she's just so good now, just communicating.
I read something the other day, I'm sure it may have been on your post. An escalated adult cannot de-escalate a child. When you lose it, you lose it.
Yeah,
that's a leadership principle, it's a parenting principle, it's certainly a principle in life and in therapy, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So what would you say to our viewers that you're in the trenches, if you will? You're out there 24/7, 365, kind of like Toby Mac says, I'm hip and all that with some bling and fly, you know what I'm saying? But what would you say to our viewers out there that are trying to figure out, is there a place for me? You're out there in the trenches 24/365. What is it that you see every day that you know somebody that's watching right now could be an answer to our prayer?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is I have to talk with the DHS caseworkers a lot, you know, asking questions about the kid, or they call us. And when they were on the phone and at the end of the conversation, they say, hey, wait, I got a quick question for you. And I said, okay, what is it? And they go, we have a sibling group of 3. Right now they're sleeping in the office, or they're in temporary foster care. And do y'all have a place for them now? And I just go, I've been praying for the couple of houses to be filled with foster parents.
Because we do have a place.
Right.
We actually have a house, a van, the food, the salary, everything.
Yes.
And somebody's watching right now. I believe they're watching right now. And if they're not the one, they know the one.
Yeah.
They go to church with them. They work with them. They're watching. And we have a place right now. And you're telling us, you're telling the viewing audience of Victory Television Network that we have beds, a house,
Yes.
everything it takes, and DHS has the kids, and we're turning them away.
Yes.
You've heard the plea. You've heard it from the professional. She's in the trenches, and you see, she's made it. We're here to help you make a difference in the hearts of hurting children. Please pray about it. Would you please reach out to us and let us know how we can help you become more informed and how you can change the world one heart at a time. Bye-bye.